大家好，欢迎收听唱歌学中文。Hi everyone, welcome to Sing and Learn Chinese. Today we are going over the song 岩石里的花 by 邓紫棋, or in other words, The Flower in the Rock by GEM. That's literally what the name of the song translates to. 岩石里的花 is the flower that is in the rock. So you can kind of imagine a brave flower trying to crack through whatever boulder or asphalt or, well, it wouldn't be asphalt, it would be a rock, a boulder, basically. And GM is one of the most well-known modern Chinese singers. She's from Hong Kong. She sings in Mandarin, sometimes in English, even in Spanish, Cantonese, of course. Mandarin's her main thing, though. And I think she's been known as the Taylor Swift of China by some people. They call her that. So let's take a look at the song, starting with the first line. Real quick, the overall summary is it's not exactly a breakup song. It's kind of like somebody has lost somebody and they're waiting for this person to come back, or they're hoping for this person to come back. That's kind of the narrative that the song is expressing. All right, so first line. 当爱还在温室里酝酿. So 当 is when, 爱 is love, 还在 is still. 温室 is the greenhouse, 里 inside. 酝酿 is brewing or fomenting. Fermenting? I don't know if that's the best way to say it. But anyways, it's like when love is still growing, I guess, brewing in the greenhouse. 当眼里只有彼此的脸庞. So when 眼里, 眼 means eyes, 里 means inside. So inside the eyes, metaphorically, it's like in somebody's view, in someone's eyes. 只有, there is only. 彼此 means each other's, mutual, each other's. 脸庞, 彼此的脸庞. So each other's faces. So when the eyes, there's no pronouns here, so it's like, let's say it's basically like you and I. When in our eyes, in our view, we only see each other's faces. In other words. 以为来日方长. So 以为 means thought that, or seems like. And again, no pronouns, but you could say I thought that. 来日方长 is like a four-word idiom that means the future is long. There's a lot of time. We have a lot of time. So those three lines together, it's like when love is still brewing in the greenhouse, when two people have only each other's faces in their vision, in their view, they tend to think that they have plenty of time. Okay, and then we have 像最天真的孩子一样. So 像 means like or as. 最 means the most. 天真 is like innocent or naive rather. 孩子 is child. 一样 means similar. So 像什么什么像 something something 一样 means like something. So 像最天真的孩子一样 is just like the most naive child. Next, 曾经以为抱紧我那双肩膀. So 曾经以为 means I once thought that. There's no I here, but you can kind of assume that it means I because she talks about I, or the narrator says the word I in the next part. 抱紧我 means holding me close, holding me tightly, hugging me, kind of. 那双, that pair of 肩膀, shoulders. So the shoulders, I once believed that the pair of shoulders that were holding me close, which is interesting because usually it's arms, but that's okay, shoulders, 会永远在身旁, would always be by my side. 永远 is forever or eternal, eternally in this case. 在身旁, by my side. 身 is referring to your body. 旁 is short for 旁边, which is next to. So it's like would always be beside me, would always be next to me. And then 时间像, so time is like 最汹涌的巨浪, the most impressive, turbulent, massive wave, tidal wave. 巨 is like giant basically, and then 浪 is wave. So just time is like a giant tidal wave. Let's put it that way. 我们在悬崖上寸步也艰难. So 我们在, we are at 悬崖上, on top of a cliff. 寸步 is like even 1 inch of a step. 艰难 is extremely difficult. So even taking one step is extremely difficult. Not entirely sure what that means necessarily. It's like if you take one step, you fall off the cliff, that kind of thing. probably something like that. Then we have 但爱是 but love is 不回头的流浪。不回头 means it does not turn around. 头 is your head. 回 is to return. So if your head turns, you turn back. That's what 回头 means, to look back, to turn your head and look back. But then you have the word 不 in front of it. 不回头 means you don't look back. So love is, 流浪 is like, well, 流浪 usually means to wander. Literally, 流 is to flow and 浪 is like a wave. So it could also just be referring to waves, like flowing water waves. It's something that does not turn back. You can't go back to the past. And then 双眼若枯干. 双眼 is pair of eyes. 双 means pair, and then 眼, we talked about 眼 is eyes. 若 means if. 枯 is to cry, and 干 is dry. So when you cry until you can't cry anymore, so if your eyes have cried themselves out, 就睡一场. So then 睡 is to sleep, and then 一场 is a little hard to translate. But basically in Chinese there are measure words for everything that exists pretty much, or every object, including things that are not exactly physical objects either, like sleep. But in English, for example, you'll say a pair of pants, or a pair of scissors, or a flock of geese, or a something of something. In Chinese, you would have a blah of blah for things that you don't have that for in English. So like to sleep, to have a period of sleep maybe is the closest thing I could talk about here. So 就睡一场, it's like just sleep for a spell. Sleep for a period. And then we got 岩石里的花会开. So now we are moving into the chorus. And this is where the title of the song comes from. So 岩石里, so inside of the rock, or inside the boulder, 花 is flower. So the flower that is in the rock, 会开, it will bloom. And then we have 离开的你会回来. So 离开 means to leave, and 你 is you. So 离开的你 means the you who has left. In other words, you, basically. But they're describing this you. It's you who has gone. 会回来 will return, come back. So remember earlier we were talking about 回头. If your head 回 returns, if your head turns, then you are looking back. So 回来 is to come back. 来 is to come. Okay, so 离开的你会回来. The you who has gone will return. 黑夜再漫长，眼泪在流淌. So 黑夜 is the dark night, the black night. 黑 means dark, or black, sorry. And then 再漫长, no matter how slow and long it is. And then 眼泪 is tears, the tears. So you see 眼 means eyes, right? So tears come from your eyes. 眼泪在流淌. So no matter how much tears flow, 紧握你的双手绝不放. So 紧握 is to hold on tight. 你的双手, your pair of hands. So we saw 双 before. 双 means pair, and then 手 is hands. 你的双手, your hands. 绝不放. So 绝 is definitely, 不放 means will not let go. So 紧握你的双手绝不放. Then we have 岩石里的花会开. So we went over this already. The flower in the rock will bloom. And then 倔强的我会等待. So 倔强 is stubborn. And then she's applying 倔强 to 我, which means me. So the me who is stubborn, 会等待 will wait. 无悔的等待. So this is 无 means no or not, and then 悔 is short for 后悔, which means to regret. So without regrets, and then 等待 is to wait. So waiting without regretting it. And then 是我对你无声的告白. So you have to put these two lines together. 无悔的等待, a waiting that has no regrets. 是 is 我对你, me to you, toward you. 无声的 without sound, so soundless. 告白. 告白 is a confession, but specifically a confession of love, like a romantic type of thing. So I guess in English there really isn't a very good synonym for this. So yeah, love confession I guess is the best we can do. All right, and then that is it. Then we go back to the verse 2, and then we have 像沉入不见底的海洋. So 像 is like. 沉入 is to sink into it, and then 不见底 means you can't see the bottom, the 海洋, the ocean. So it's just like falling into an ocean where you can't see the bottom. And then 烦恼世界里的潮落潮涨. So 烦恼世界里, so inside of this noisy world, or in this noisy world, we've got 潮落潮涨 is the waves, the tides kind of ebbing and flowing, rising and falling kind of. There's a lot of water imagery in this song. 与我痛痒无关. So all of the noise and the hustle and bustle of this world has nothing to do with, 无关 means nothing to do with. 痛痒 is like pain and itchiness, like a painful itch. There's something uncomfortable, very uncomfortable that they're describing here. So next we have 倔强. So we've seen 倔强 already, which means stubbornness. 是不被理解的勇敢. So 勇敢 means courage, and then 不被理解. 理解 is to understand. So 不被理解 means to not be understood. So stubbornness is the courage of not being understood. 当世界一遍又一遍的劝我投降. So when 世界, the world, 一遍又一遍 means again and again, over and over again. 劝我, 劝 is to try to persuade, and then 投降 is to surrender or to give up. So when the world tries to persuade me to give up over and over again, or it over and over again tries to persuade me to give up, 我却不曾绝望. I, 却 is kind of like yet I, still I, 不曾 have never before, have never once, 绝望, given up hope, been despairing, basically. 望 is short for 希望, which means hope, and then 绝 is like the end. So the end of hope would be despair, giving up hope. But this narrator of the song is saying, I have never given up hope. Okay, 思念像被折断的翅膀. So 思念 is the feeling of missing somebody. 像 is to be like. 被 is the passive, something has been done to you. 折断 is to break, like when you take something and you fold it to the point where it snaps in half, it breaks. And then 翅膀 is wings. So the feeling of missing somebody is like the feeling of having your wings broken. And then we have 流落回忆路上飞不出过往. So 流落回忆 is memories. 流落 like流落. Yeah, so it's like homeless memories, I guess, on the road of abandoned homeless memories. 飞不出, so cannot fly out of 过往, the past. I cannot fly out of my past. There's a sense of being held back. Then we have 已把你烙印在我心上. 已 is short for 已经, which means already. 把你 took you. I have already taken you, and 烙印 branded you 在我心上, on my heart. 在我 is on my 心上, heart, and then 上 is on top of the heart, or on the heart, branded on the heart. Then we have 今夜一个人也不孤单. So 今夜 means this night, tonight. 一个人, one person. In other words, me being by myself. 也 means also. 不孤单 means not lonely. So tonight, even though I am alone, I am just one person by myself here, I am not lonely. And then we have a repeat of the chorus. 岩石里的花会开. The flower in the rock will bloom. 离开的你会回来. The you who have left will return. 黑夜再漫长，眼泪在流淌. So even no matter how long and slow the dark night is, and as tears keep flowing, no matter how much the tears keep flowing, 紧握你的双手绝不放. So I hold, the I is assumed, I hold tightly to your hands and I will definitely not let go. Then we have again 岩石里的花会开, so the flower in the rock will bloom. 倔强的我会等待. Stubborn, I will stubbornly wait. The stubborn me will continue to wait. 无悔的等待. And then of course, waiting without regrets. And then 是我对你最疯狂的爱. Is me towards you. 最疯狂 is the most crazy. I is love. So put those two lines together, and it's basically saying, waiting without regrets is my way of showing you the most excessive, crazy, yeah, I don't know. Crazy has kind of a different connotation in English than 疯狂 does in Chinese. It's just like above average, extraordinary love. Let's put it that way. And that, oh wait, hold on. 因为爱无悔的等待. Okay, so there's like a little bit at the end where they're kind of winding down. So 因为爱 means because of love, and then 无悔的等待, wait without regrets. So you can put the pronoun in there. Because of love, people wait without regrets. Because of love, I wait without regrets, without regretting. And there we go. That's it. That's the song. It is a little bit longer than the ones that we've done in the last few weeks, but the language isn't that difficult. There are a few new words, perhaps, depending on what level of Chinese you're at currently. But it's a very interesting song. It's got a nice melody, lots of repetition. So hopefully you can check it out, listen to the recording, see if you like it, learn the lyrics, learn the language. And until we sing again, 再见。